Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Hey everybody, welcome to Stupid O'Clock. Joe Doc here. Got Dan. And we even got the dancing Carl Litzman.
Yep. You gotta dance.
And yeah, Dan up there dancing.
When you get Dan's music going.
Yeah.
Hi.
You know whose music gets me going is Joe's ad music.
I forgot to start my my X tweet to tell everybody we're on. So that's done.
Well, we got Rich here too, and John is sitting down. So there we go.
Emily.
Hey,
Emily.
Rich.
Emily's tired.
Go ahead and do the smooth out for me. And I can see if I can find somebody that can break it down.
All right.
I'd appreciate it.
Break it down.
Oh.
And Carl started dancing again.
Yeah. Hey, I'm surprised I can move at all. We went to this Munzie event today. So I'm wearing my green shirt with my Munzie little sticker there. And we walked. We drove around the mall, but we had to go in the mall, and they had hidden some of the munchies in the mall, which you really are not supposed to do, and it's hard to do, and you can't find half of them. And I walked the entire mall, some parts of it twice.
Mm.
Hey, Thesis, I hope you start feeling better.
Yeah. Well,
So how do you place a munchie?
Gary.
there's Kiri.
It's just a sticker.
Not live. He's just in the chat.
You scan the sticker, and if it's good, then you stick it up wherever you want to stick it, like on a pole or something. And then in the app, you tell it a name and give a clue if you have to give a clue, like on the back of the sign. And then it's hidden.
Now, the one that
There's a guidebook that was written by Mr. Witzman.
How about that? And it's free.
you need to go to the mall and talk with the store managers and see if you can find you some Munzie friendly stores that'll let you.
Oh, and some used to do that. They used to have a special Munzie called a business Munzie that you could put in your store, and people could scan it every day, and
get a coupon.
Sometimes, yeah. If you scanned it like 10 times in a month, you could get so much off or something. But it would bring people into business every day, to get that. So.
You think fast food restaurants be ate up with that stuff?
Oh yeah. Well, they quit doing it for some odd reason. I guess not enough people were in the business community were wanting to do it, which is kind of odd because I think you'd want to bring people in
for free. All you got to do is
I can see a lot of the smaller, like mom and pop coffee shops, delis, places like that doing it.
Waffle House.
Yeah. I think I found one business Munzie. It was a brownie and cookie shop in Lacone, Illinois. And Dawn will know where that is.
Lacon.
Lacon? Okay, you call it Lacon. There was a chocolate shop up there. And they had a business Munzie. And we went 20 miles out of our way to get that one Munzie. And then we couldn't go back because they closed. So sad. Oh, Kiri has Concrud?
Apparently so.
Oh.
Feel bad for you.
Knock on wood.
Might want to go get the nose swab.
Say knock on wood for the bottom row and that guy over there.
Oh, I think if there was Concrud, we would have been
Already been
Threaded.
Yeah, really. The symptoms would have already been made manifest.
Yeah, because there was probably a patient zero who was going around hugging everybody and taking selfies. Who would have passed it from person to person?
and I think I got
it's that one good-looking girl that likes to hug and kiss everybody.
We could have called her because of the Delta. We could have called her Delta Dawn.
Oh, Lord.
Good Lord. Oh.
It must
What's
be
that
a
flower
faded rose from days gone by.
Yeah.
Didn't I almost got a teacher fired in high school for that song?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't like it.
I had a gym coach at Hickson Junior High School. He looked like Fred Flintstone. Okay. And every time I walked in the gym, I would hear, "Are you going to Scarborough?"
So you dealt with it too.
Me and Mrs. Robinson were both Simon and Garfunkel victims. So we had a lieutenant in Berlin, Lieutenant Robinson, and his wife worked across the street at the PX, the little branch PX we had. So I'd see her like every day, getting off work, go buy beer or whatever. That was our personal joke.
Oh, dear.
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. And what's funny is I went in there one day with Jesus Palacios. Okay. So we walked in there and he mentioned to me, she was a good looking lady, pretty young. And he mentioned to me she was really good looking. And as we're standing in line to buy our stuff, I did that line and said, "Jesus loves you more than you will know." Look at him and go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And have you ever seen a Puerto Rican turn red? It's this lovely burnt orange color, and it's
You're horrible, John. Horrible.
yes, I got paid.
Yes, he revels in that.
If you're in the
Pretty
military,
sure whatever
you
I had
get paid
came from my
horrible.
mother. She works in elementary school, and she was sick a couple of weeks ago. And Thesis' dad caught it in Foxy, and now Thesis. And Emily is getting into the mood.
There you go.
Well,
Either that or
that's my
she's
family
making
spaghetti sauce recipe.
meatloaf.
I am so glad I'm past the age of kids in school, especially the younger kids.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was bug of the week.
Oh yeah, my mom had foster kids. She had this one group of 3 siblings, older brother and 2 younger girls. He was in junior high. She was in elementary school, and the baby was in daycare. They brought home everything. I think I survived Ebola. And stuff. It's that bad.
Curie, I don't think that's quite the herbs you want Emily to be sending you, but
Because if you're asking
Nice
Emily to send you
try.
herbs, she's going to send you herbs.
Definitely
That's actually my family spaghetti sauce recipe.
We had a counselor, a lady counselor who was also a mother, who came in one day and said, "Oh, so and so, her kid came home with pink eye," and we're like, "Get out of my office, go."
And don't look at it. Now, up north, do y'all have the wives' tale? If you look at pink eye, you get it.
I thought that was a sty.
Oh, okay. Isn't that pretty much the same
Whatever? Yeah, they can just move along.
Yeah, really. That's superstition right there. I mean, there's very, very few germs or viruses that can be passed visually.
Just the evil eye.
Unless you're spitting munchies that have a virus encoded in them.
And the marriage bug. You don't have.
Is that the evil eye, Don?
That was trying to be the evil eye.
I think I got the evil eye today because,
Would that not surprise me? Are you looking at somebody's butt?
as a matter of fact, perhaps our friend,
But he was cute.
our friend that was running the Muncie thing is also a geocacher, and I had some extra, like an ammo box and some other little containers for her. I said, "You can hide geocaches in these," and she says, "Oh, thank you." So she comes out to our van and she takes them over to her car. Donna says, "Take a picture of her tag number so we know her car when we see it." Because we were looking for her at the mall. We were like, "Is that her?" "No, that's not her." So she says, go take a picture of her tag. Well, it's about the time she's bending over in her trunk to put the stuff away.
Yeah, about the time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when that happens? You're trying to take a perfectly good picture of the landscape and somebody's butt gets in the way.
No, it's just.
Well, I was trying to do selfies, and
I've got a computer full of those.
Me too. There was a thing. It was an advertisement for a photo editing program, and it was on the Great Wall of China, and this woman is standing there, and I think you're supposed to use the photo editing program to take her out, but I was like, I was taking a picture of this lady's behind, and the Great Wall of China got in the way. I want to get rid of it.
Oh, wasn't there a meme for a while? Some girl crossing the street in very tight-fitting, almost transparent white pants, and the guy who took the photograph, his wife, is supposed to punch him or something. Go, "Why did you take that?" The punchline was, "Well, it's not that often you see a dog driving a taxi."
Yeah.
In the background was a dog driving a taxi.
The other one I liked was the Game of Thrones one, where you see the beautiful woman walking down the street, and it says, "I bet you didn't even notice the White Walker in the background." And you look, and there's a White Walker standing on the corner waiting to cross the street.
Yeah.
Well, what about the one that says, shows, girl pushing a bicycle. Bet you didn't even see Godzilla in the background.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was the one I saw the other day? Matter of fact, I think Carl threw this one up. It was on Carl's page. Was the lady with the large breast holding the box of donuts?
Just because it's on my page doesn't mean I posted it.
That's why I amended it to say I think
He had to approve it, but
but it was this healthy young woman holding a box of donuts, and the caption goes, "I bet you didn't even see the mouse on top of the donut." And sure enough, if you look, there's a donut with sprinkles, and right in the middle is a little gray mouse.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like it was right there.
I had to look a couple times to make sure it was.
Actually,
you had to zoom in right in that area too, right?
They put it. There's certain donuts I like to eat, and certain donuts I don't like to eat. The messy cream-filled ones, I'm not that big on. But lemon-filled donuts, if that had been a box of lemon-filled donuts, I'd have noticed that mouse right off the bat.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yes,
I thought you were going to say, I don't like the donuts that have been pooped on by a mouse.
Every woman on the planet has boobs, okay? It's not every woman shows up at your house with a dozen donuts.
This is true.
Yeah.
I think more men need to remember that.
Heck, most men have boobs, if you want to get technical.
I'll still mute on that one.
What was there's that line from...
Where did I put that poster?
Yeah.
There was that line from Dogma. When the tubby bastard over here's got boobs. I mean, it's like...
Yeah.
Oh.
Which, by the way, is one of the greatest movies of all time. And it's one of those prophetic movies that the older we get, the better the movie actually gets. So as you learn more.
And the sad thing is, Kevin Smith will not try to do anything with it, or you won't see it playing anywhere.
Because Weinstein still owns the rights, and he doesn't want to make sure, or let's make sure that bastard doesn't get any more money.
Yep.
Oh, really?
So it's all about greed, anyways.
Well, it's kind of like the reason there never was a Buckaroo Banzai sequel, because the producer of the movie stole a bunch of money from the production.
Who's that other guy? They made a movie, and he doesn't want anybody to do a remake of it because they won't pay him enough for it. So every year he comes on and does a 30-minute sequel, or just 15-minute sequel. It's basically him doing an interview as the character from the movie.
Oh.
But if he does this every year and makes these little sequels every year, he still owns the rights to the movie, and the studio, it never reverts back to the studio.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying to remember the actor that does this.
There's a thing with that with some of the studios now that have got the rights to like DC or Marvel characters, and they have to make something every so often, or else those rights will go away from them and go back.
Which is why there's so many crappy DC movies and DC movies that get started and never get made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or they're made DVD, boom, here you go.
Yeah. Well, if they do a minor production for 3 years, like spend 5% of what they would normally spend on a production and say, it's in production right now. They're fulfilling their contract.
Yep.
That's why you see a lot of that crap too.
It's been green-lighted. It's in production hell, but it's been green-lighted. Yeah.
One of the things I say, there's a big lottery going up right now. So if you need to buy a lottery ticket right now, it's a good time. If it hasn't, I don't know. It may have got one already. I'm not sure. But
I wouldn't know.
like half a billion.
I don't know that I bought a lottery ticket in the last year and a half. I probably should have. I mean, I usually buy like 3, maybe 4 a year.
I always said that if I won the lottery, I was going to go down to Atlanta and get a bunch of investors together and start a movie production company. Now, the idea, of course, Atlanta has a lot of movie production facilities. You see a lot of movies getting made down there. And literally starting my own movie industry to compete with Hollywood, because there's so much bullshit going on in Hollywood's movie industry, that if you were to do a movie industry with a union, okay, start your own movie industry union so that everybody gets health benefits and pay and stuff like that. You could literally yank hundreds of actors, actresses, stunt people, production assistants, sound people, special effects. Just literally, you would hear this rumbling noise across the United States of America as Hollywood drained, empty, and everyone started moving into the Atlanta area.
Which would make the traffic even worse.
No, Dan, you could start your own subdivision of housing just for movie people.
Yeah, you could. You could, and you
And
could
all it
attract.
was
You could
basically-
attract chains of grocery stores and whatnot.
Because Athens is one of those places that continually is growing, and it tends to get a lot of that new, what you call avant-garde businesses, like internet stuff and things of that nature.
Yeah,
They like get talent out of the college there.
That started off
How the hell you can teach a football player to program a computer?
a lot more in the 70s with the music scene.
Right.
And REM, B-52s, Love Tractor, Pylon, when bands like that started getting national recognition.
Athens got a little bit more recognition than just Georgia football.
There is a whole lot more to Athens than the university, although the university is a vital part of the community.
But can you imagine actually go out, buy you a ridge line somewhere on the side of the interstate near Atlanta and put up a big white sign on the side of the interstate, big tall white letters that says Atlanta, and copy the Hollywood sign. And at the very end of it, have this as the last letter in the sign.
As the exclamation point. Yeah. And John, you can call your movie production Common Sense Movies.
There you go.
I actually like that. Common Sense Motion Pictures.
You know, back in the day,
Rarity Pictures.
There you go. Back in the day, you know, there would be a studio, and they would not own particular actors, but they sign them, and you would work for that studio. So, you know, if it is an RKO picture, you knew certain people would be.
And you had a contract,
and you had a job, and you know, everybody was okay, but then some people broke out and started, you know, moving from one to one, and they became free agents, and I think that's what hurt the middle actors, you know, and and you know, the stars are okay, but the guys that were in the middle, you know, they
out of house,
because they're not.
We were talking the other day. At least I think we were talking the other day about they need to make 2 new lotteries in the United States.
Okay.
One for the National Park Service, that all the funds from the lottery go into helping out the National Park Service, and so that every time the government screws up and doesn't make a budget, they don't have to close shop for a couple of months. And 2, one for war memorials, veterans lottery, that is for upkeeping things. You know, those little memorials that veterans like to put up, you know, like aircraft carriers and battleships. Don't laugh. Every time they move a battleship, it's $30 million.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous. And that's not even the repair bill. That's just the tugboats coming out and towing the thing off. Matter of fact, Texas is still in dry dock, and New Jersey is moving into, I think it might be in dry dock right now for repairs. And then you've got all these other, there was submarines. They had a bunch of these Baleo class submarines. Problem is, these were wartime builds, and they've been modified over the decades to be more modern submarines. they've been welded on so much that the steel rusts pretty easily in critical places. And they have literally had to scrap several historic submarines just because they can't afford to fix them.
Yeah, that's sad.
There's all that history just thrown into a scrap heap, literally.
Yeah.
And you got if you go to Patriots Points, Patriot Point at one time had 5 ships. They're now down to 2 because all the other ones got scrapped. Well,
That's too bad.
They had one. It was America's only nuclear-powered icebreaker. They pulled the reactor
like a useful
out.
piece of kit.
Yeah, it is. They pulled the reactor out and they put it. They put a fake reactor in it, put it down at Patriot Point, and then later on they said, "You know, we've been taking radiation readings. We need to scrap this ship." And everybody that had visited it was like, "Excuse me, what?"
Oh, you didn't do that before you put it on display? I mean, it might have been a good idea.
They did, but apparently there was something either down in the bilges that they didn't get with the detector, or some pipe that had something in it that avoided detection. Which a lot of
government
are shielded.
I can say that government work. Yeah.
A lot of that stuff is shielded,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to take a radiation detection on a shielded pipe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Until whatever's inside the shielded pipe leaks out or dries up. That's even more, because they'll have sediments in the bottom of the pipes that were moving the hot radioactive water. All that stuff's supposed to be cut out, and checked. And the Navy's usually pretty good about that. But apparently this may have been, because it was not officially a Navy ship. I think it was a Coast Guard vessel. I'm not sure if they go through the same rigorous standards. And it was from what I understand, it was the Coast Guard's only nuclear vessel.
Oh, yeah. And they might not have had the budget to do it,
or the know-how.
Whoever
inspected it, who said, "Oh yes, this is safe." That's what I was saying. Government work.
Actually, I think what may have happened, the standards may have gone up.
Well, yeah, okay.
Back in the 1950s, it's just a little bit of radiation.
Yeah.
Hide under your desk, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll get more than that walking around Oak Ridge.
Oh, look, Joe's got kitties.
Look
I wonder how long that'll last.
Do you feel like you've gone to the cats, Joe Dog?
Look how long her tail is. Wraps all the way around up and over here.
I'm thinking that cat on the back of the chair is Donna's cat.
It is.
That's why it was standing up there. That's why it was sitting up there getting ready to smack Joe Dog in the head.
Because he keeps swatting Joe Dog on the back of the head.
Yeah. No, I was trying to track my pizza order down. It took Domino's an hour.
So you had to use a CAT scan?
Yeah. It took Domino's an hour to get it in the car.
Oops.
Where's your closest Domino's?
Red Bank. Right beside the Sonic. The old Dairy Queen in Red Bank.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was going to say, maybe you need to call Riverview. Is it still there?
No, it's on just as soon as I get to them. You do the phone tree, and then you call the national office, and then the national office local calls the local,
and you're in their zone.
Yeah, and pretty much, I think national called them and said, "Get that damn pizza in a fucking car now."
That's another thing Domino's needs to do.
I'm not putting that statement up. We're going to have an executive decision on that one.
No.
Hey,
there we go.
Dan, I just had a little meeting out in the hall, and you're going to be -1 on Last Man Standing tonight. I wore her out, I guess, at the Munzie event.
Ooh, way to go, Carl.
Wore her
Very
out.
nice.
Okay, hey, maybe we should
it was the Munzie event.
Comment up now.
He doesn't guest star on that anime cartoon for nothing.
Master Roshi. There we go.
Well, hey, I got cast in a non-speaking role in an animated series.
Yeah. That'd be about right, Joe.
Hey, you would know it, but my name is in an animation or in a book. So is Rich's. I think Carl's is too.
I'm in a couple books.
Yeah, but the ones down at the police station don't count.
Yeah.
Get out of my head, Carl.
Hey, Joe, did you see the photo that was posted in the humor group? I was saying that you all should go watch Stupid O'Clock tonight, and then the picture was you with Donna tweaking your ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lindsay got confused over the photo that was supposed to be green room when it obviously said Last Man Standing up in the corner.
Yeah. Well, that was the night that Nick was upside down, and that
was a reference to last night when we did an impromptu green room, and Emily's camera would not play nice, and she had to be either upside down or had only a little teeny tiny thing window down the middle of the screen when she was right side up. So
yeah, I kept waiting for gravity to have its effect on her shirt, but it didn't ever do anything. So she was hanging upside down.
Oh.
Hey, she laughed at the joke herself, so I can't.
Turkey buys F-16 fighter jets from the United States. Okay, has one, and they were supposed to get in on the F-35 program, but a few years back they decided to buy the S-400 missile system from Russia. And because of the electronics in the S-400 system, they didn't want it linking in with the F-35s because they think that the Russians could gather intelligence on the F-35 through the control system for the S-400 missile system. Yeah. So the United States said, either get rid of the S-400 or we're not going to sell you F-35s. Turkey said, screw you, we're getting the S-400 because it's a very capable missile system and you won't sell us Patriots. So.
Well, have you seen that?
Hang on a second. Turkey said, we really don't need the F-35, and they just built their own version of it.
Oh, great.
The prototype just came out today. It's undergoing testing as we speak. It looks like a cross between an F-35 and an F-22. And it has one feature on it that I like over the F-35. It has two engines instead of one. Which, trust me, if you're ever in a plane and it only has one engine and the engine fails, you better hope the guy that packed that parachute wasn't drinking whiskey that night. Okay.
Well, have you heard that the Thunderbirds are considering going to the F-35?
Yeah.
And that is they are ugly.
They will probably have to change that color scheme because that bright red color they wanted to put on it, they need to go with fire engine red because that hot tomato red just ain't going to cut it.
All right, food coming up the hill. I'll be back.
Okay.
Already.
Now that he's gone, let's.
So anyway,
something weird.
We're going to substitute Joe's coffee with Folgers crystals.
Didn't say there were coffee crystals.
There we go.
Better living through chemistry.
You know what else I like?
Me.
The name of the fighter is the KAAN.
Out.
Con.
It's here.
Gone!
Con! Okay.
Oh,
See,
Just hope you don't find out that it's a con.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
share screen. You show you. It's actually a pretty good looking fighter. Bring that up.
Oh, that's the Turkish.
That's the Turkish homegrown fighter.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Now I can see it.
Well, they didn't do too badly there.
No, it didn't. And if it performs as advertised, they may be one of the top fighter export countries on the planet. They're already one of the top drone exporters.
Really? I didn't know
Ukraine
that.
Ukraine has been using their drones since the start of the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
Where are they strapping those missiles?
It's probably got a bay somewhere center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because of the stealth factor, it has to be internal. Although there would be hard points.
Yeah, it can carry it. It will have external hard points, but more than likely, it'll just carry internal stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That'll keep the stealth image down. There's that.
because anything on external hard points cuts back on the stealth factor.
Well, yeah. Well, it certainly cut back on aerodynamics. I knew that. I know that much because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it!
What are you doing, John?
I was trying to get I was zooming in on it, but it zoomed in the whole page and not the picture.
It'll be all right.
For those of you who don't know, if you hold down Control and scroll in and out, it'll zoom in your screen on your computer. But I don't like doing it because I always forget to put it back. Then I go in and my computer says Microsoft.
Yeah. I wonder if Microsoft fixed that one patch they had. There was a patch that was it needed more space to actually install the patch, and it kept failing on a lot of computers. And they were saying, well, there is a way that you can increase this temporary cache, but you have to go in and you have to edit this and edit that. And I'm like, that sounds difficult for me, let alone your typical computer user who's going, why didn't this update work? I was like, Microsoft, you need to fix that and quit doing that kind of stuff.
Split it into 2 patches where it has enough room.
Yeah, or something. Whatever it is, you fix it before you take it and put it out there for the world and make everybody try to download it. Or it works in the background, it downloads but never installs.
I have several Microsoft updates on both computers they'd get up to like 93% and then go, oh, sorry, installation failed. We'll just put it back the way it was. Thank you. This will only take half an hour.
Yeah.
I had a friend's computer back in the Windows XP days that if you tried to load anything Service Pack 1 or higher, it would blue screen the computer.
Oh. Yeah.
To the point of, no, you can't just revert back the update. You have to wipe it and start over.
Yeah. There were several times when I was working IT, we had a disk so that we could wipe the computers and put them back to square one. And there were several times we've had to use that because people messed it up so badly that it was. It would take me hours to repair all the things you've done to this thing. I'm wiping it.
When in doubt, format reinstall. Format reinstall was my battle cry.
I had a 386 after I'd gotten I think it was a Pentium 1. And I wanted to use the 386 for non-essential things. So I had that sucker maxed out as far as the hardware would go. So it was basically a 46 and a 386 box. But
Whoops.
Hi, Ted.
I kept installing games on it that were beyond its capacity, and or got a email somebody had a Trojan in it or something. So I kept format the hard drive, reinstall, and that entailed like 6 or 8 Windows 3.1 disks, and then the 3.1.1, and then
Quick, have you seen a pack of Trojans? I just sold out.
What kind of ice cream you got?
Cold.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact name, but it's got like chocolate and caramel and chunks of waffle cone in it.
Ooh, yum.
Sounds good.
Diabetes. You have diabetes.
Yeah,
Speaking of, because it's a Schnucks brand, how is your gooey butter cake?
I haven't had a slice yet. I'm going too soon.
I hope it's still good.
Oh yeah, it'll still be good. But
Rich is like, what gooey butter cake?
Even if gooey butter cake goes bad, it's still good.
Yep.
I might turn green and fuzzy.
Well, yeah.
Not with that much sugar.
That just means that it has extra antibacterial properties.
Yeah.
With that much sugar, it might ferment, but that would only be a good thing. So,
back in Windows 2000 days, Windows 2000, when you were installing from a disk or from a CD, would give you the option of, hey, do you want to create floppy disks to install with? And me and a buddy of mine were helping out the tech director at the high school because we were upgrading all the computers in the computer lab to Windows 2000. And we only had the one disk. So we're like, okay, well, we'll create, maybe create the floppies. That'll at least give us a second, set to go with, because we're figuring, probably 6, 8 floppies, 10 at the most. It was like, we hit that option, insert floppy 1 of 129.
I was going to say, I knew it was over 50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
What have we done?
I would love to see a computer that came with either a flash drive or a small external hard drive that all it was is your backup. And and you can take it, put it in a drawer somewhere, and because let's face it, the computers that we're using today have so much stuff on them that if it goes down and you have to reinstall from zero, that computer is going to be useless for a day and a half, maybe.
Yeah, at least. I'll be right back.
Yeah, until the software is reinstalled. But now with the way the cloud services are anymore, if you have anything Microsoft, you automatically have 1 terabyte of OneDrive space, which is where pretty much all the stuff on the computer behind me goes to. And,
it's automatically backed up.
Yeah,
I still have USB drives here that I use, and just in case. And so I have 2 backups at least, one on the cloud and one here. A friend of ours got another computer, and she was like, well, I backed up everything to this USB drive, and now I'm going to move it to the new computer. And I said, don't even do that. Don't even mess with it. I mean, because I know what computer she got, and I'm like, that's not going to be able to handle whatever you've got on that USB drive. Just leave your data on the USB drive. It's safe there. Nothing's going to happen to it. You put it on the computer, something happens to the computer. Now, what are you going to do? And that's what I do. I have a drive where any document I create, I move it over. Just put it over there. Well, and if you get an SSD, you don't want to be putting all that data on there anyway, because that SSD will fill up. They're not that big.
No.
So.
Depends.
I've got one of the hybrid ones in this computer.
Yeah.
That's like half disk, half SSD.
Yeah.
And then I put a second SSD in it later, my brother. And the only thing on that one is Star Citizen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I slapped a 1 terabyte NVMe in mine.
Oh, yeah.
Which is majorly overkill for just housing the OS, but
I've got
Hey, I miss the old disk hard drives. I had one when you put it on. It was sort of like in Ghostbusters when they turned on the backpack.
Yeah.
People, they start backing away. That's the way people would do around this computer when I turn it on.
I had one that I had to smack occasionally. I'd be typing up a school report, and I'd look up, and it'd be about 2 paragraphs behind, just frozen. Slap the side of the machine, you'd hear that hard drive spin back up, all the words appeared.
Yeah. I've got a 150 gigabyte SSD that was in this machine when I bought it, and I thought I'm going to get another one. So I got this 250.
Mm-hmm.
It's an NVMe.
Yep.
And then I found out, no, there's not a slot for that in this. So I've got to buy a card that'll fit it, and I haven't done that yet, but I will. But I'm still going to use that just for programs and things. I'm not going to use it for my data and pictures and all that. I'm still going to keep those off the hard drive. It's a lot easier too if you ever sell the machine later to wipe it and, okay, yeah, here, have this machine, and it doesn't have any of your data on it.
I had one that a neighbor gave me, and she had some of her patients' medical records and stuff on it. And she says, it's not enough that you wipe the hard drive. I want you to take it out, put your own hard drive in it, then physically destroy the hard drive that was in this one so I could make sure my patients, all their stuff is gone. Nobody can ever access it again.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a bonfire, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Once that metal starts going.
I actually took the damn thing apart just to see what a hard drive looked like on the inside. It's not like it was ever going to be able to be used for anything ever again.
Yeah.
And the fact that you broke it apart in a non-clean room environment means that it's probably trashed anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it had to be trashed. I mean,
no, but what I'm saying is that exactly, yeah, it does exactly her specifications.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My brother wanted to know what to do with his old hard drives because he had some old computers, and I said, "Well, you're a former cop. You go out on the shooting range. I think you know how to destroy a hard drive."
Thinking office space for
Yeah, exactly. Think of the joy of just putting a slug through that old hard drive.
AC load letter. What the hell does that mean?
I got some friends that they were in this squad, not my squad, but the squad next to it,
mm-hmm.
and they got tasked with going out to a demo range to get rid of old military hard drives.
Oh, okay.
Cool. They
you're not going to read any data off that.
They used
but the shrapnel was really impressive.
Yeah, they dug a hole with a post hole digger, dumped all of them in the bottom of it, and then dumped a case of thermite grenades in on top of it.
Oh,
a whole case?
Good
well, there's 12. So,
still,
that's
12. Yeah.
You can't draw just one. They don't issue it in that way.
When did it stop digging a hole?
Actually, it doesn't burn through soil very well.
Oh,
but it did. They had trouble because they dug down into the clay.
Uh-oh.
And once the clay around this molten metal hardened,
mm-hmm.
That hole keeps coming back.
Yeah.
They filled in, and then they put a big mound of dirt. Of course, anytime you fill a hole, you have a mound of dirt on top of it because and it just all that dirt just keeps. And then they say it's a pain in the ass because every time they drive out there, there's this big 1 foot by 1 foot crater dug the post hole.
I thought
it's a great place to fire bottle rockets and whatnot out of.
I thought
you got a ceramic mortar tube right there built into the field.
Got a big ceramic hole.
But they did bring a picture back of it, and it looks like a volcano because it's just got this jet coming out of it that's about 25, 30 feet high.
Excuse me.
And they changed the orbit of the Earth with that thing.
Was that at your house, Carl?
What they did was they just took a bunch of them and didn't pull the pins, and they dumped like 10 of them down the hole with the pins still in them. And then 2 guys pulled the last 2, dropped them in there, walked away. And
yeah. Speaking of thermite, little BB is in heat, and so she's going around the house complaining that all the males now have been fixed. And so, she gets fixed Monday, so that'll end that.
Yeah, really. That'll nip that in the bud.
I thought they had to wait until the cat was out of heat to do that.
She's almost out. I mean, she's been in over a week, so it's about that.
Or is that one of those veterinarian myths?
They don't want. There's a chance of extra bleeding from the surgery if they do it while they're in heat. So yeah. So but she's coming out now. I think the longest they'll be in is 19 days, and we've been putting up with this for about 2 weeks. But it starts at night. Usually after I'm in bed, all this crying goes on, and then the fighting because she likes to get the boys down there all excited and then doesn't want to carry through with it afterwards. I don't know.
Sounds typical.
I'm not going to
kind of tease that, sounds like a green room type of tease.
Well, male cats, they'll just bite the back of your neck and jump you, they're not subtle. So, well, hi. her brother right now going to help me. She's bugging me. Come here. I know you can't do anything about it now, can you? Good thing too. I don't know if cats inbreeding within the family causes imbecilic kittens or not, but I wasn't about to take a chance.
I don't know, but hybrid vigor is a thing.
Yeah.
You get a
come here.
You get a feral cat from out of the gene pool in there, and suddenly you get stronger and smarter cats.
Yeah. Well, these are already too smart as it is. Come here. You jumped on my lap earlier. You could do it. You know how to do it.
I thought Donna went to bed. I'm going to pay for that later.
Yeah, that was a good one. Especially from you, Dan.
One of my friends from high school saw the post that I made about our picture, Dawn, and she said, "Naughty," and I'm like, Donna comes on and says, "Like you're surprised, Sarah? Really?" I'm surprised. Because she knows that we were friends in high school, and she's like, I'm sure he's grabbed you before. She's like, "No, Carl was always a gentleman." And I'm like, yeah.
Damn, missed opportunity.
Yeah. Damn it.
Hey, it's like me showing up to weddings of some of the children of my high school friends, and their mother shows up and points out to her other children that are young, go, he could have been your daddy, but he never asked me out. And I'm going, well, a clue would have been nice, honey.
Yeah.
Everybody hated me.
Let me get to know these kids before I potentially become their possible daddy. I don't know.
Hey, no, not even going there.
Yeah.
Basically, I hit the jackpot, so I'm not looking to be tomcatting around.
You did hit the jackpot.
Yes, I know, and I'm infernally grateful every day.
I just want to know what she did wrong to have such a punishment of you.
Oh, ow.
Satan laughing spreads his wings.
I think it's more like the free amateur therapist. Oh no, because I have an awful lot of patience. I'm very, very hard to push.
Oh, I'm glad you finished that with 2.
To push to the edge of losing my temper. Although some people do find it quite easy. She's not one of them. Thank goodness. But no, we needed each other. I kept saying the line that I used that actually got her interested was, do I need to come rescue you? But we actually rescued each other from equally bad situations on both sides. And no, I probably wouldn't be with us. I would not be here today if Lindsay had not come along when she did. I probably would have just starved because I was not taking care of myself. I was not eating. I was not I wasn't living off of beer or anything, but I went from like 175 pounds to 120, 130 in about 2 months.
Wow.
I was not eating anything.
Damn.
I was severely depressed. So, I needed a bit of shock to the system to pull me out of it. And certainly been one of the most pleasant shocks I've ever received.
Well, I've told y'all when I met my wife what I said. First thing I said when I saw her. Oh, no.
I don't remember this. Oh, no, is what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had broke up.
I
had broke up with a girlfriend that I was just plumb ass crazy about. I mean, she just throwed me to the curb like, like used stuff. But I was still friends with her friend. So we were, and I said, if there's another girl out there for me, I'm not going to look. She's going to have to come get me.
And I had you with the dumb ass to come to him.
Hi,
Donna.
And we will forever thank you for throwing yourself under that bus.
Under, in front of, on top of.
Well,
Right out of the blue.
come to find out, it was my niece's birthday. So, I mean, no longer had more than I had said that. My mom's knocking on the door, says, you ain't going nowhere tonight. It's your niece's birthday party. You're staying home tonight. It was Friday. I was 21. So, whatever. So I go get in the shower because I know just as soon as they leave, I'm gone. She beats on the door and says, "Put some clothes on before you come out. Everybody's here." All right. So I go to my room and I put on a pair of jeans, and my hair was about what it was before I just had it cut. Had a towel around my neck, hair soaking wet. I go into the kitchen, open the refrigerator door, get something to drink, turn around, look, and there she is sitting across the kitchen, and those blue eyes, and all I said was, "Oh no." We went out that night, and that was July 7th, October 31st. We got married.
Wow.
What year?
87.
I was testing you.
87.
36 years.
87's when I met Donna, I think. Yeah.
87's
Joey,
when I
who
entered
did
high
you know
school.
Hey, Joey, did you meet Trey in 87?
No, didn't meet her until 2001.
Joe,
That's
work
right.
with me here. 1987.
Oh yeah, I know.
Joe was born then, at least.
I think he was about 2.
No, not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite.
I was. So when they met, I was just barely 1 year old.
Mm. Could have been Joe's daddy. Oh my.
Not that I should talk much. I was only about 8. By the way, next Wednesday is my birthday. Just thought I'd tell you that, Joey, so you can plan something fun for Burning His Love.
Oh.
All we could do just do a green room and just give you hell.
Yeah.
Carl's like normal. Hi, Josh. By the way,
Making a note.
Well, you have the emergency green room sign now, so.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Hi, Donna.
He's a dumbass. See, I'm not going to hit you, Joe.
I don't.
Now,
If you knew what he just said about you 2 minutes ago, you'd smack the shit out of him.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Is it over? Can I look?
Maybe we don't know yet.
Mm.
All of a sudden, we'll think it's over, and then all of a sudden, we'll see a hand flying from the side of the screen.
Yeah.
Like Ninja Donna.
A flying pan comes out of the kitchen,
WWF
turns 6
wrestling.
corners, opens the
Comes off
door,
the top
and then
rope,
bang.
frying pan. El Cabal.
Get out of my head, John.
Oh, somebody just flipped you the bird there, Dawn.
Oh, I know. I got him. I said hi to him, and then I flipped him the bird after I saw that.
Okay.
Mm.
Terms of endearment between friends.
Yeah.
Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet.
Tweet.
That he had a cardinal on his little thing there. We were driving down the street yesterday, and 2 cardinals flew flying down into the street, back out.
Carl, you roboted.
Oh, okay. We had 2 cardinals that flew in front of my car, and I thought I was going to hit them. They came that close, and Donna's like, "Those were both red." I'm like, yeah, they're boys. They're fighting.
Yeah.
They're
That's what
fighting.
boys do.
Fighting for the female.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
On my
We've
way
got-
down to Indie CD Con, I took out like half a flock. Something spooked them from a farmer's field. They drew right out in front of the car. I felt like half a dozen hits to the car.
Ooh.
What, the cardinals or birds in general?
I don't know what kind of birds they were. They were really tiny.
Oh, okay.
Finches. They're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least they weren't geese, because you never would have finished the trip if it had been geese.
God,
If it was swans, he would have aimed
I wouldn't
for
have
'em.
taken one.
Yeah.
If
And
it
if
would
it
have
was geese, I would have aimed for him.
got out and finished, made sure anything he hit was finished off.
Mm-hmm.
With gravy and mashed
Nope.
potatoes on the side.
Nope. No getting out. Just reverse forward, reverse forward, reverse forward. The road is painted red. We can move.
Those keys, you have to strap those to the front of your car. I think is how that works. It's
No,
like
no,
me-
no. That's deer hunters. Oh wait, no, that's deer. Excuse me.
Starman,
Still,
you're back alive.
And be careful if you do have to lift one of those geese. If it's a Canadian geese, it weighs more. It's like a 5-gallon goose.
I knew that one was going there. We love you,
What?
Zach.
what are the
We'll
little
be in here now.
what are
Now,
the little thumb-sized ones that people keep in cages in their house, and they are colored like
Parakeets?
The
gemstones.
finches.
Oh, okay. Is that finches?
Yeah.
Parakeets?
I thought there was another name.
Parakeet?
There's wild finches and tame finches.
Well-
The wild finches used to be tame finches, but they got loose.
They got out. Yeah,
Hmm.
more like feral finches.
Yeah.
Now I've had flocks of those things come up to the house when we had bird feeders out and everything, and it's like, what the? That was not a hummingbird. It moved too slow, but still faster than I could see.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
that's
they just absolutely. And I had seen people that had like 5 or 6 in a big cage in their house, something about the size of a bar stool, or maybe 2 bar stools wide, and about that tall. They had plenty of room, everything. They were just cutest little things. Like I said, some of them are colored like gemstones. They're just beautiful. And I'm sitting out on the front porch one day having a cup of coffee. It's a long time ago. I think I just first bought the house. I had half a dozen of the things fly up and just kind of sit in the little hedge plants I got right in front of the porch. And I'm just going, wow, they're bold. I wouldn't think that wild birds would get that close. Just teeny tiny cartoon birds, basically.
That's-
Beautiful, absolutely. There was one that was the blue of its feathers was. I have seldom seen that iridescent a color of blue in real life.
Mhm.
It was. Oh, it's like Lindsay's eyes, actually, but. Uh-oh.
Where's that coming from?
That's mine.
Uh-oh.
That's my pack.
Okay. We'll carry on. It was funny how Dan was describing the cage as the size of a bar stool and maybe 2. It's amazing what we'll do to avoid using like the metric system, isn't it? We'll use any form of measurement except that, please. It was a symbol size.
A small boulder the size of a large boulder fell into the road today.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
there was a coyote sticking out from under it.
Hey, a small boulder the size of a Volkswagen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the size of a Volkswagen or size of a bus or a bar stool or something. But we don't want to.
Well, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter if you use the metric system or the imperial. You know what size a bar stool is.
Yeah, I've been on enough of them to know. Yeah.
Memories.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say
It's been a long time since it was safe for me to go to a bar.
Speaking of birds, we came out of the Muncie event today, and at a mall. Okay, we playing with your hair, Don? He's growling again.
No, it was in my face. I was trying to get it out of my face.
So we came out of the Muncie event today and went out to the van, and on a truck just right in the next aisle is this raven. I mean, Donna says that's too big for a crow. That's a raven. And it was just sitting on this truck and moved around a little bit and then jumped to another truck closer to us and just looked at us. And so we got some pictures of it. I'll post them later. But it was funny. This raven was watching us. And we're like, okay, is that one of your Norse people, ancestors sent that raven to look after you, to tell you it's time to go home? So we left. As we're pulling out, it pounces. There was a piece of garlic toast that somebody had dropped between our van and the car next to us. And he was just waiting for us to leave so he could get that garlic bread.
Everybody likes garlic bread.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you feed crows, they'll eventually just start bringing stuff to you.
Mm.
I want to comment, but I won't, Rich.
What?
Because it's not nice to pick on children.
What?
He gets it.
Yeah.
Oh, his crow. Yeah.
I was reading one story that this lady was feeding the crows in her yard.
Yeah.
Well, she was a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
And she went across town and was, taking some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Got back in her car and realized I've lost my camera lens.
Uh-oh.
The cover.
Mm-hmm.
The lens cap.
The lens cap. She gets, goes back, looks for it, can't find it anywhere. Gives up, goes home. The lens cap is laying on the front porch, right in front of the front door. And a crow up there squawking, brought it back to you.
Hey, you lost this, lady.
Got home yesterday from getting food, and because we just did a bunch of running, and Misty and I are like, screw it, we're not cooking. So I stopped at a couple different drive-throughs for Misty and the kids, let them go up and get whatever, and then I drove around town trying to figure out what the hell I wanted. Got home from that, and I walked in, and I'm like, Crow's out in the front yard or out in the parking lot. Crow's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, no, if you went out there, it'd be an attempted murder. She's like, what are you talking about? There's a crow in the parking lot. And they're like, oh.
They did an experiment at one university. They wore certain masks when they were on campus, and these experimenters, half of them would do nice things to the crows, like feed them and such, and the others would like throw things at the crows or yell at them or something like that. And if they changed masks with each other, the crows recognized their faces, the mask faces, and would treat them accordingly. They'd either give them gifts or they'd squawk and they'd attack at them, and they remembered. So,
oh yeah.
So it's not an elephant never forgets; it's a crow never forgets.
Yeah,
and crows gossip.
Oh yeah.
We've been trying to get the crows.
They can mimic. Crows and ravens
Trying to get
can
the
mimic.
crows to start landing in our yard, feeding peanuts and stuff like that.
Well, also, somebody who was mean to a crow moved out of mean to the crows in the neighborhood, moved out of the neighborhood, was gone for like 20, 30 years, comes back to visit somebody there, and the crows remembered him and attacked him.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll pass it on to other crows.
Mm-hmm.
How? We don't know how, but they communicate those things to each other.
One of my childhood jobs on the farm was to take Dad's shotgun and basically
get them to move. You help them move along.
Yes, I tried basically to just scare them without damaging the corn. I mean, because nobody wants corn cobs with lead pellets in them. But
Generally.
hey, it got to the point to where I would get off the school bus and walk down the driveway, and birds would just flee the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, huh, the Punisher thinks he's good.
We had quite a few crows in Danville here, and they keep coming back every so often. But back in the 80s, we had quite a problem with them. And there was this bar downtown, and there was one tree in particular they liked to get in around that bar. And nobody could park in that spot under the tree. And every once in a while, somebody would go, "Oh, look, this is a great spot. I'm parking here." What would happen is the city would fire off a cannon at a certain hour to scare the crows. And you know what? The first thing a bird does before it takes flight?
Yep.
It lightens its load. Yeah.
Loses all of its ballast.
Yeah. And
that works on a lot of animals, by the way. You fire a cannon at them and they lose their load. Okay.
Exactly. And after you park there once, you learned your lesson to never park there again. So you could tell if somebody was new to town or they'd never been to that bar before because they would park in that spot. We'd be like, we're waiting until 6 o'clock. when that cannon goes off, we're going to see a show.
The Chili's in town here had trees. Like it would be like 3 or 4 parking spots and then a tree, and then 3 or 4 parking spots and a tree. It was kind of weird how it was set up. You learned to park away from because those are the good spots. And you could tell the people that you had gone to Chili's more often than the people who had not gone. So
and you'd think if you're pulling into a parking spot and it's white, that you would just avoid that parking spot because
the parking spots themselves really get white because there was cars there.
I had a different experience to learn to avoid trees in parking lots. I was at a convention, and we had just a sudden storm run through Atlanta, and evidently there was like a microburst or something. Went out, and one of the people had parked under a tree. The tree got pretty much broken in half and destroyed their truck.
Oh, yeah.
So I learned right then and there, I may not have air conditioning in the car, but I ain't parking under a damn tree.
Well, hey, here in town, the starlings got horrible. I mean, it was
home too.
The entire downtown was a starling colony.
And
they found out that grape flavoring was like cayenne peppers to them. So they went around with these foggy machines, fogging all of downtown with this grape stuff to run them off.
Okay.
Smells good.
Yeah.
All right. Smells like Kool-Aid.
But yeah, something about that grape flavoring is, like cayenne peppers to them.
Okay.
Oh, I had a girlfriend in college once. She had a huge variety of weird allergies. A piece of artificial grape chewing gum would have killed her.
Wow.
She had just tremendous reactions to artificial flavors. My sister has developed allergies to different artificial food coloring.
Yeah.
So she has to plan her diet so that whatever she orders at a restaurant does not have this food coloring in it.
Yeah. And that's hard to do.
And she carries 2 EpiPens with her at all times.
Thesis says he really hates cough syrup. Thesis, I'll make you up some cough syrup that you'll drink the whole bottle in one night.
Run, thesis, run.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really won't want to do sword drills after drinking this cough syrup. I'll tell you that right now.
Wait, we don't want you to have to get the other hip done.
Hopefully your sense of smell is gone though before you try Joe's cough syrup, because I smelled it and I was like, "Whoa, dude, no." Donna's like, "Yo, no, you wussy, have some." I'm like, no.
Hey,
No.
I didn't notice it had any smell whatsoever. It had a great taste.
All right, Joe Doug,
Yeah.
what's the total height you need that to be in the end?
4 meters. Is that's like 13.4?
How many bar stools is that?
4.
Dozen.
Oh, 4. Okay.
Which bar?
Canadian bar stools.
Canadian
Oh
bar.
no, that'd be 7.
Okay.
Poor Zachy.
Oh, if
All right.
anybody sees Chris, tell him thank you. I'm done.
Oh,
All right, Misty's home. She's been home for a little bit, but I was finishing getting dimensions on all those pieces.
Yeah.
So I was sitting here and enjoying the conversation. For that, I'm going to spend some time with her before she goes to bed. I will probably see you guys sometimes in the middle of Stupid O'Clock.
Back to the salt mine.
Stupid O'Clock. We're in Stupid O'Clock. Last man standing. I will learn my shows here eventually. It's not like I'm on them.
Because as soon as you learn them, we'll change them.
Yeah, we'll change the name.
Good night,
That's
Rich.
good.
See you, Rich.
Bye.
And I'm actually going to back out too because I'm starting
Last
to fade.
man stupid
So
and stupid standing.
I'll see you guys next time.
all right, Joe. Good night.
Good night.
Who have I got here? I got 2. Oh.
Dan, you're
You got 2 kitties?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got 3 now. Okay.
Here
Oh.
we go.
Dan's panel's getting thinner and thinner.
That's all right. If nobody shows up, I'll play the intro. I'll play "Good night, folks," and then play the outro and go to bed.
I don't know if I'm gonna stick around. I am still exhausted from last weekend.
Mm-hmm. You really worked yourself quite a bit. So.
Remember who said it? Somebody said something about the energy between Nick and I and BKM in a room together.
I said that. Yeah.
Was it okay? Was it
Yeah, I imagine that was heterodyning really well.
Well, you know what I tell, I think I've told John too. I tell the HallowCon staff, I do not even want to see or hear from you until the middle of November.
Yeah. Let them cool a bit.
No, it's just, brains off.
Mm-hmm.
And then in December, I start lining stuff up. But November, nothing happens.
You got to
I
recover.
learned that from Randy.
You got to recover from those things. Yeah, you really do.
You thesis, you had to talk about the rum.
Uh-oh. Dan, are you?
Dan, leave the rum alone. You don't.
Did you make a trip today, or are you still out?
No, but I didn't get Kraken.
Oh.
I got something else that was like half the price, and I'm going, yeah, this will be okay. Probably won't taste anywhere near as good, but it'll do. I can buy some Coca-Cola and thin it out.
Don't buy your liquor by the price.
I don't usually.
I'm gonna say usually
it's not a brand that I'd ever encountered before, and I'm going, well, I'll give this a try.
Okay. Do you remember the brand name? What is it?
No, I do not remember.
Admiral Nelson.
Ow.
No, it was not Admiral Nelson.
Sailor Jerry?
No.
That's for me to say.
Sailor Jerry. Good stuff.
Something that starts with a C that looked vaguely Spanish.
Oh boy.
Oh, Bacardi Dragon Fruit Rum thesis. Just yeah.
I actually saw several bottles of different flavors of Bacardi today, and I'm going, no. If it tastes good, I'll drink it all, and if it doesn't taste good, I'll still drink it all.
I was a big flavored rum person if I wasn't drinking whiskey back in the day. So it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
The only one I've ever had that I flavored that I liked was that Kraken coffee infused.
Yes.
It was
I
good.
love that.
I had a taste of it before someone else drank it all.
I'm sorry.
Not naming names.
Not naming names. But, you know, they'd have to probably live in this house to do it. So,
Calvin, you're not old enough to do that.
yeah. I've got Himoni right here. Hermione. Hello.
Himoni. Hi, Himoni. Himoni. Himoni.
Oh, it's in here. It's in there.
Himoni.
She's talking to you, Blue Eyes. Actually, they're
pretty kitty.
They're
yes, you are.
yellow eyes, but they look blue there in the camera.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, now I messed up my camera. Okay.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Won't be the last time.
You'll see ears.
That's cute.
Yeah, he was the latest to be fixed. He's not supposed to be up here jumping and running around, but you know.
You can't stop them.
No.
As long as you keep an eye on their incisions and.
Yeah. Well, and they said, "Oh, there's no stitches, so don't worry about that." I don't know what they do. They super glue them back after they.
That's what they did at the shelter. For most of them, they would just super glue them, and you just have to keep an eye and make sure you know. You'd have to sit there and go, "Okay, how's your incision look?" Those poor cats. They got so mistreated.
This one is. He'd show you his butt here if the camera was lower. So I'm going to keep the camera up where it is.
I see a tail.
Yeah.
Oh, today they were being goofy. The way she was laying, Georgette was laying on the bed. Oh, those two were just nuts. The picture from last night, I don't know if John and Joe saw it. I know Carl did. Nick thought that the cat was 3 feet long and was wearing a belt on its waist. And when I looked at it again, I go, "Oh, it does look like that."
You could only see one cat head and one cat tail, and the rest of it was just a big strip of orange. Yeah.
Orange cats are crazy.
Yeah.
But I love them. They're the best.
That's the one cat we haven't had. We haven't had an orange cat. We've had just about every other kind of cat, I think.
Dawn, 3 weeks, there'll be an orange cat on his porch.
No.
He done summoned it. No
more cats. Thank you.
He summoned it, and it'll be a cute little kitten.
We did kind of have an orange one for a while that lived outside, but he took off. So. Yeah, there you go. Looks like one cat with a belt. No, yeah.
And the thing is, they're not very affectionate. So when you see one of them giving the other ones a bath, it's like, oh, click.
Well,
and we have that's our bed, and we have to have our blankets like that because that's their blankets. And if we don't have them like that, we get in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I told you what our orange cat did the night she got evicted. Shit in the bed, then woke me and Donna up and showed it to us.
Yeah. Hey, look, this is how I feel about you.
Yeah, I showed her the door frames on the way out. Mm-hmm. And Contrary to popular belief, cats don't always land on their feet, especially when you put enough English on it as you give it a flip.
Joe.
Joe.
If your cat shit in the bed, you'd be doing the same thing.
I have one word for that.
What?
Mm.
What, John?
I see the look on Dan's face. Yeah, that's exactly what would happen.
Nope. Our cats are much more polite than that. They will leave the bed. They will go find someplace with a tile floor that's easy to clean up, and directly in your path.
But if you woke up, Dan, if you woke up and the cat woke you up to show you where it shit in the bed, you gonna tell me that cat would not be evicted post haste?
It wouldn't be allowed in the house anymore.
Yeah, congratulations, you've just been promoted to outdoor cat.
For me, I would look at it going, wondering if it's sick.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the cat, when they do something that extreme, it means that they're trying to tell you they don't feel good because they're too good at hiding pain.
No, she got in trouble earlier in the night.
Okay.
Oh, this was sarcasm.
This was, I will poop in your shoe later. No, on second thought, I'll just do it in the bed.
Yeah, she was up on the stove eating our supper.
Oh. Okay.
Her supper. You say that with quotation marks. I could hear them.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and
that's about right, Carrie. Yeah. Look what I did.
The name of the rum is Cruise On.
Ooh, they have really good flavored ones too.
Okay.
This is aged dark rum, and it's actually quite smooth.
I've heard some better things about that. That's not a bad rum.
Well,
and Carl,
that's what I think.
Carl, I posted a link of something you can buy Donna for HallowCon in the private chat.
Your Donna?
Yeah.
Okay. Frying pan?
Look at it.
Holy moly.
It's a Nerf frying pan, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. Next time y'all do Granny and Sylvester, she can carry the Nerf frying pan and keep smacking you upside the head.
I can't run in that thing about killed me last time I did that.
Well, I knew you couldn't see very well.
I couldn't see very well. It doesn't breathe. And I think it was one of those weird warm HallowCon's.
Yes, it was.
Warmer than last year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're talking hot.
Last year was so nice. Oh, my God. Temperature-wise.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It didn't rain that much either.
Did it rain at all?
I don't remember it raining. I mean, I brought my raincoat, but I don't remember it raining.
This year? No.
And the year before it didn't rain either.
No. It was the year before that when we were there.
Yeah.
It rained a little bit.
It wasn't bad, but when the temperature dropped after the rain, it got cold.
No, one year it rained there so bad, the grates out in the patio were full. They were
the one you're dumping beer.
Yeah. I mean, it was all they could do to get the water out.
Yeah, I can imagine. Wow. After a while, if it rains enough, the water's got no place to go. Everywhere is full.
Yeah. Hello.
Although with that place being up on top of the hill like it is.
This is mine.
Hey, pops do clog.
Yeah.
You should know.
John's got a good story. I can tell it right now.
Oh no, I will post it on Stupid O'Clock later. That was hilarious. But that's
Okay.
Hello.
oh, you know that guy that puts the faces on the world maps and the airplanes and does the commentary, the funny commentary on the stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's got one today where France is actually telling everybody in Europe, we need to send troops, Western troops, into Ukraine. That way Russia will stop blowing up stuff. And America goes, wait, France? You want to send troops in and kick somebody's ass? Says, welcome back, buddy. That's the France I know. That's the France that helped get out of the Brits back in the 1700s. Where have you been?
Yeah.
And the UK is like, wait a minute, sis. I think everyone in Europe needs to come to a consensus before we send Western troops anywhere. And France looks up at England and goes, figures Britain would be the coward. And America goes, oh my God. Says,
Hey.
England just got called a coward by France? That's like called a dumbass in a special education class.
Ooh.
That was evil.
So they're talking Canada's getting in on it, so they're going to send all these Western troops in. And Germany goes, what can I do to help? And the United States goes, yeah, you might want to stay out of this when Germany don't do anything because I really don't trust you from the last time you did anything in Europe. Germany goes, yeah, okay, that's fair.
Hey, you know what would really end the war in Ukraine in a hurry? If Scotland sent troops. You send Highlanders over there. Soon as the bagpipes start playing, people gonna start running whether they're fighting or not.
Nope. Gurkhas.
That too. Hey, mix the Gurkhas in with the Scots Highlander troops.
Gurkhas with rocket launchers.
Gurkhas don't need rocket launchers. Gurkhas are rocket launchers.
Well, that's a pretty cool knife, but if you're going to kill a tank,
yeah,
I highly recommend a rocket launcher.
Don't rule it out. I mean, those are good knives. They might be able to chop a tank in half.
Okay, Dan, we need to go back and edit this so that the Gurkhas never actually hear you suggesting they take out a tank with a knife. Because that will be like a YouTube challenge by the end.
Yeah, exactly. Take out a tank with a knife. Yeah.
You'll see some little Gurkha guy sitting on top of a tank holding up his Kirky with just this big grin on his face, like yes.
Disclaimer, I do not condone any of that. Me personally. It's those guys up there.
Hey, the only reason we haven't gotten involved already is shit, Ukraine's holding its own against a superpower.
Not so super, is it?
I think somebody's discovered that they do have a kryptonite, whatever it may be.
In my opinion, we need to give Ukraine whatever support they need to kick the crap out of the Russians. And the reason is the more they bleed the Russians, the less they'll cause problems in the future.
And the less likely the Chinese will be able to be willing to start something.
And
hey,
look at this way. China's sending them ammo. North Korea's sending them ammo. Iran's sending them ammo. By God, let all them countries keep sending them ammo because they'll run out of resources, and that'll make them a little bit easier to deal with too.
John, I say fire up the old Fairchild plant, make them about 100 A-10s, and get it over with.
I hate to say this. I really do. The A-10 is just a little outdated for that sort of war. There's just too many modern aircraft. Now, the replacement for the A-10, what they refer to as an A-20, which doesn't really exist yet. It was based on a stealth drone, but it still carried most of the same armament that the A-10 carries, just smarter and stealthier, and didn't have didn't have a pilot, and the guys on the ground, if you had this like remote terminal thing, you could actually see what the A-10 saw.
Oh yeah.
And tell it, hey, see those guys over there along that ridge line? Yeah. Put some ordnance on them. And the little robotic drone would go, no problem.
Burn them.
But I don't know what happened to that program because I saw one picture of it. And then the Navy, they had this replacement for the A6 Intruder, their attack plane they had on aircraft carriers. And it was this neat little flying wing thing they had.
I think I've seen a couple of photographs of that, but it's been a while.
And they referred to it as the A12. And yes, there were a lot of artist conceptual drawings of it, but that's as far as it went. The whole program got canceled.
No, they've been doing launches and landings.
No. The one I'm talking about got canceled. But
I know they've got one. They're catapulting off and tail hooking it.
The FA-18 can pretty much do the same job that the basics would do. So that's kind of when the Navy's like, we got Marines. We just put them in the planes that are dropping the bombs.
Just drop Marines.
Oh, did y'all see that video?
The Marines love that shit.
With
No.
There was a kid that was eating a crayon, and the mama pulled it out of her hand, and she says, "You're not a Marine."
Yes, I posted that.
Not yet.
Yeah.
The one I love is they gave this Marine for his birthday. They gave him a Crayola crayon maker. And the caption under it goes, if you give a Marine a crayon, you feed him for a day. If you give him a crayon maker, you feed him for the rest of his life.
Oh, dear.
And 30, I think that's the warning to your show. Yeah.
We still got 19 minutes to go on this. So
Did I tell you guys the story of the gal that was allergic to the food dye, and we were very careful. You know, she had multiple problems, dual diagnosis, triple diagnosis, and one of them was seizures. And she, hey there, Chris. Hey, Chris. All empty. But anyway, they had warned us, don't let her eat anything with food dye. Okay, no problem. We won't. One day she came up to me and she says, hi, Carl. And she's got multicolored teeth. She's been eating crayons. I'm like, go wash your mouth out. Go to the bathroom now. Wash your mouth out. And then she got halfway down the hall, and I thought, you know, she's been eating crayons, and crayons are filled with food dye. And I heard thump, 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 thump as she started having seizures halfway down the hall of the bathroom. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, it was bad. She survived. She was fine afterwards, but it's just like, yeah.
I hate to say this, but it's things you don't think about that are in things that you don't think about.
Exactly, yeah. And until I heard the thump, 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 and then all of a sudden it was like, crayons have food dye. She's having a seizure. Great. I just told her to go to the bathroom, which is an enclosed place. Nice. Okay.
It wasn't on purpose. I mean, you were looking out for her well-being until you realized the whole situation.
Nurse.
Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, yeah, we had female staff that ran in there and got her, dragged her back out. It's like before she could hurt herself, but like, geez.
And yes, Chris, the Marines still do use the Harrier jump jets, and strangely enough, last 2 weeks ago, there's a guy down in the Red Sea flying off of one of the Marine Corps ships down there. Got 10 air-to-air kills. He is the first ace we have had in a very long time.
Oh, congratulations, whoever you are.
I was watching one of those documentaries on the Harrier. Do you know what Harrier owes its hovering capability to?
Good engineering.
Well, it was the engineering, but the parts didn't exist to make it rotate.
Oh, okay.
So he salvaged something.
Okay.
It's a chain and sprocket off a Harley Davidson.
Ooh.
Can't get much more badass than that.
Yeah.
Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Chris, to answer your question, Carl just finished it on air, so I'm guessing that's a no.
Yeah, not yet. But
Not
later.
yet, but he will.
That's good stuff. Even if Donna said it was too dry. Just remember Donna said that.
I've never understood that
Not
concept.
the green room, not the green room, not the green room.
How do you tell? I mean, I know gin, martinis, things that people say dry, and what does that mean?
Well, have you ever had a dry wine and a sweet wine?
Yeah.
No.
You don't drink wine? You never tried wine?
Not that I could ever tell any difference between this is a little bit less sweet than the other.
That's part of it. And then sometimes after that, like an aftertaste, you'll go, "Oh, I need something else because that's parched me."
Oh, okay.
And that's why they have gin and tonic, because it kind of balances it out a little bit, you know. Yeah. I will drink this and then I'll have some water afterwards because I have the dry taste in my mouth now. But it's not bad.
Not quenching.
Yeah. I've had drier wines than this gin that I've thought, give me a rosé after that.
Well, I've actually been known to buy tonic water just to drink as a soda.
Oh yeah, you can do that. It works.
Oh, excuse me.
Never going to suffer from malaria, but
no, exactly. You got quinine in you now.
But there is a way to drink entirely too much quinine water, whether it's sparkling or not, and you can get a quinine poisoning, which is not life-threatening, but very, very uncomfortable. You wind up with ringing in your ears and partial blindness until it all wears off.
Wow.
Yeah, and it takes days to wear off. But you got to drink really hefty doses of something with quinine in it. And
like quinine water or something.
Yeah, and not tonic water because that's diluted already. But if you had, I don't know, whatever you would call the essence of oil of quinine or whatever, I don't know.
Well, they make a quinine water that is pretty high in it.
Yeah, it would have been popular in late 1800s, early 1900s England, where you had the what do they call gasogen, whatever, the little thing you had your home bar where you would go ahead and carbonate different beverages. But this would be one of the things that was you used as a mixer before you actually diluted it with the carbonated water from the
if you wanted to know something that was very dry, vermouth. I was curious because I thought, you use a little bit of vermouth to make a martini. Usually you pour it over the ice and pour it out. And I thought, well, I wonder what happens if you actually drink that vermouth. It is much drier than gin. It's much drier than the driest wine.
Okay.
Vermouth, okay. it's like eating cinnamon. Yeah, you get the pucker.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drink that.
Okay. I've only had martinis a few times in my life, and most of them were made by someone at home rather than a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very good, but I wasn't expected to be able to walk later that night.
Yeah. Yeah, because mostly martinis are mostly all just alcohol. It's not mixed with anything. It's straight gas, as one guy said.
Mhm. Yeah, really. This is the high test.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Almost the end of the show. Everybody get your sock. There you go.
Dawn and her happy sock.
Yeah.
So glad I didn't go there.
I think all us guys had a happy sock at one time.
No.
No happy sock for me. Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, look at now! I got my hair all messed up.
Oh, gotta fluff it out.
Now I'm doing this just to tease Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but I guess.
Oh, you've heard that study that 87%.
I'm not going to be able to get up from the chair for about 5 minutes.
Carl, you've heard that study that 87% of all men admit they've masturbated.
Mm-hmm.
That study also found out that 13% of men are liars.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
Yeah.
Dan, do you need this to help you stand up?
No, that's not going to help.
You know, if you have trouble standing up because of a certain problem, putting a multicolored sock on it is going to draw even more attention to the problem.
That would give somebody else a problem.
Lord.
Kimber's gonna wonder what the hell that is.
Uh-oh.
You
You're
don't
going to have
know.
to see a doctor, sir. That's not supposed to be that color.
Well, I'm just saying, with it kind of bouncing around and everything, and the color scheme, Kimber's gonna be like, "That's a new toy."
Oh, ooh.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Kimber already thinks I'm just a weird-looking dog.
Along those same lines, never sneeze when you have a cat on your lap that still has its claws. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Piece of advice learned through experience. Ow.
Lindsay is woken up in the middle of the night to have to go to the bathroom and gotten a little bit jealous because Kimber's laid on the bed, flopped all the way across me, got her head across my chest. The cat is between my knees because I have to sleep on my back because of the neck pain now, rather than sleeping on my side like I used to do. And she just goes, "Animals just love you." And I'm going, "Yeah, well, I got it from Dad. Came by it honestly. Ain't just animals, honey."
I get accused of that all the time. Donna will see some kid in the store that's just staring at me, and she says, "That's got to be a little girl." She's like, "Just can't you turn that off or something?" And like,
Well, there's this contradictory feeling that you get. No, I don't know how to turn it off. Why would I want to?
exactly. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm getting tired of this. I'm going to have to trim the beard up here soon. It's getting out of hand.
Yours is out of hand. The other day, Calvin stepped on mine when I was laying in bed. I was turned to the side. He steps on it. I'm like, ow, ow.
Yes, I know, and that's your decision to make, Dawn.
No.
I had a phone call that it's one step closer.
Uh,
But it might be long yet. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be long. She could just curl it or something, or straighten it, or
Trim it and, just take like this much off.
Get
I
a
don't
perm.
I could. That's what roulette is. I don't know I don't know what my choices are going to be, and I don't know what I'm going to choose because I will be blindfolded. And
I hope 80s big hair is one of the choices. You remember big hair?
I
Hey.
remember big hair. I couldn't do big hair then. I'm not going to be able to do big hair now.
Well, hey, have you noticed since big hair went away, the ozone hole's fixing itself?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, no more aerosol up there.
they're still selling White Rain hairspray.
Aquanet and Rave.
Aquanet, yep.
Rave number 4. Aquanet in the purple can.
Mm-hmm. It still exists, but there's just a lot less of it up there in the ozone, making holes.
Oh.
And we are.
Okay, I'm going to fire up the other room.
Yeah, fire up the other room because it's almost time to get in our final words. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm going to say I've never seen Dawn move as fast as she did just a few minutes ago.
When the ice cream came?
Oh, getting that sock off her head.
Off my head.
Oh, Joe Dog, if anybody ever had any doubt you were evil, that just solved it right then.
Oh, that's just being tame.
I know. I've known you for years, decades.
Did I look offended by it though?
No.
Truly
Yeah.
is-
For a split second, it's like, ah!
Truly like, F this show, I'm out of here offended.
No.
Oh, no. Because you wouldn't be
That
here
just-
saying that now. You'd have
It
already
just
been
makes me
gone.
have to become, more.
Yeah, you do need to go wash your hands because you've been around us.
Oh, I've just been on Stupid Talk and I feel so filthy.
Oh, that would be a good
For my house.
ad for the show.
There
That's a great ad for Green Room. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Mm,
It will be. Yeah.
Green Room don't need no ads.
It has its own ad. It's called Not the Green Room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
think this is rude? Show up over here.
that has grown. I've seen that on so many shows now.
Go for it.
All right.
He's trying to get
Time to say
intro.
goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up the long, delirious, burning blue I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.